Hello, I'm Jack Perkins. On our biography series, we bring you the lives of the rich, the famous, the notorious, the renowned. Tonight, a departure. Tonight, Senator Bill Bradley will be bringing you the stories of three people about whom you probably have never heard, but you're going to be glad to meet them. They are changing their world and yours. Uncommon people, uncommon lives. Biography presents Uncommon Americans.
I always wanted to work for our people. There were so many killings and deaths.
I love kids. I can't sing a lick. I could dance now.
I think the people that I started working with early on in literacy programs were people of such courage. It just became a passion for me.
Anything you do in this life, you can't do it by yourself. You're gonna need somebody.
This work has saved my life. It's given me hope.
A great playwright once insisted that all stories are the story of how the chickens came home to roost. Amazing, isn't it? How often that particular story has a bad ending? Often, but not always. What follows is the story of a boy who came out of the barrios, the Latino neighborhoods of America, in order to go back. It's the story of a man, an uncommon American, who sees the barrios as a way to teach peace and pride. Napoleon said, "A leader is a dealer in hope." If that's true, then Nane Alejandrez, founder of Barrios Unidos, is a true leader. Because he's out there every day, in the barrios, on the streets, in the jails, in the courts, dealing hope.
The barrio is a very beautiful place. There's a sound of Mexican music, children playing out in the yards. It's not about driving by and shooting it up or selling dope in the corner. The barrio is about seeing our young children play in the streets and not be afraid to get shot.
Here's a story about a gangster and a priest. In other words, an angel and a beast. Two opposites, to say the least. One was violence, the other was peace. The gangster.
You're listening to 90.5 FM KSJS San Jose. Stay tuned for La Palabra on Radio Aslan.
Honored to have Nani, Alejandrez. How you doing, Nane?
Pretty good. It's good to be here. Well, we know that there's a lot of problems out there, and not only within San Jose, but within all our communities. We're tired of the madness. We're tired of, brothers and sisters killing each other. I always wanted to work for our people because I come from a family of migrant farm workers. Being exposed to all kinds of pesticides and, conditions in the labor camp. I remember since I was a little kid, working in the fields and just the way that the patron, the boss man, would talk to my father or the people on the fields, man, that it leaves a scar on you, But also at the same time, it leaves that ganas that you want to change, you want to make things better. This is my old neighborhood right here. All this right here, it's called Jericho. There used to be a bar across over here. There used to be some houses right there. That's where I lived at. Old Jericho. Damn, man, look at that. Yeah? He's a wonderful man.
Yep. Dad used to love to take care of your pictures, this one and that one, remember? Those were his favorite, the black one, yeah. He used to dust them off all the time and just... 70.
I was 22. I had just come back from Vietnam. I was coming off of one war into another street war. I was strung out. I was addicted to heroin. My family was involved in drugs. A lot of my uncles were dealing, and so I just became part of it, And I had, two of my brothers died, and my father and my uncle and my cousin and my brother-in-law. You get Freddie here too. Mm-hmm. Freddie's gone too. Mm-hmm. He died. In 1977, I almost killed a man, and that was the second man that I almost killed in my life. And I didn't even know this person, you know, I just almost took his life. There were so many killings and deaths, drug-related, alcohol-related, violence-related. I couldn't do that no more, you know, and I had to come to the realization that if I really wanted to do something for my people, I had to get myself straight.
Mira, ese fue lo que cayeron allá. Me cayó algo.
Since then, the influence of Cesar Chavez, you know, came into my life. When I was coming up as a teenager, you know, I used to hear about how about this man out there organizing in the fields, and you know, his man was Cesar Chavez, and seeing that he was doing all this work in a nonviolent way, I always admired that. And I've been working to try to teach myself about nonviolence and teaching what I'm learning. There's so many words to describe the violence out there. You have young people that have been disrespected, violated, abused, and so we have a lot of young people that are rebelling. The thing that I see is that we're rebelling against ourselves. In the 80s, we started to see a lot of young people coming up in the gang culture, and all of a sudden it was out of control. And now we're trying to solve it by incarcerating our young people. But there's other solutions other than incarceration. Barrios Unidos basically started as a concept. What it means, in translation, united neighborhoods. We wanted to unite the neighborhoods. And you know, we've created several chapters in California and throughout this country. In order to stop the violence, we must create alternatives for our young people. In Santa Cruz, we're doing it through economic development, education, community outreach.
Okay. And by force of character, by personally intervening in the life of a kid at the moment that kid might be making a choice about which path to take. Kids like Francisco Dominguez.
My name is Francisco Dominguez, 16, I'll be 17. What happened is we were walking on Cinco de Mayo and just having a good time, and some other guys started arguing with some other people, and one of them just had to pull out a gun and shoot me. And now I'm just trying to keep strong.
Yeah.
Trying. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do a lot of things and go back and get the guys that did this to me, but right now I'm just trying to keep strong.
You've been, you know, hurt like that, and you talk them words, man. That is courage, you know. 'Cause it's easy, man. Any fool can go get a gun and shoot, you know.
Yeah.
You mean a lot to a lot of people. There's many Franciscos out there that are wounded right now, and we need them. But who's gonna go out there and give them a hug?
Okay, let's give them a hand, you guys.
Nani reaches kids by going into juvenile detention centers to talk to them about pride, about the raza, the race, the people.
Just stay positive, man. Yeah. We're trying to talk to the young people here and show them about our culture. We had some lowrider cars out there. We had some motorcycles. We had MC Boulevard.
I see you in me, bung up inside of all the devious things that I shouldn't have done.
And Mr. Azteca.
And there's a better way than just throwing our lives away and being incarcerated all our lives, in and out of jail, or gangbanging on the street. You don't have to wait for somebody to come grab you by the hand and lead you another way. It's up to you.
We ask young people to get out of the gangs. We tell them to do this, not to wear that, but we don't offer them anything. We can't just go there and give them flyers and stop the violence, you know. We gotta be with them and hug them and show them the way and give them jobs, you know, so that they can bring themselves up and feel good about themselves. We put young people to work, creating our own line of shirts. We're telling young people, don't just put your artwork on somebody's wall for free, you know. Put it on a t-shirt and make something out of it.
How many of these are you guys printing? 24 today.
24? Yeah. After you're involved in this for a while, you learn to seek young warriors.
So when are we gonna come plant here, homie?
Barrios Unidos, it's a whole movement of people, young people that are tired of the madness in their communities and trying to change things.
I first met Nane when I was 14, my freshman year in high school. What's up, boy? What are you doing?
Maribel. Nani rescued Maribel from a gang. Told her she could be a warrior for peace instead. Told her she could change the world.
Edward, behave. My full name is Maribel Gallardo, and I am 20, and I live in Santa Cruz, California. The first gang I joined was the Villa San Carlos, at the age of 13. As the years went by, I started getting really into drugs. I'm glad I'm not into it now because, I'd be dead right now. Once you get clean, it's different. You see things a lot differently. Yeah. We got the youth groups. We got the schools where we go into different schools and speak to them. We work with the probations. We're up in the juvenile hall. We're trying to plant seeds everywhere we go.
My high point is I got my first paycheck for my job. So.
You're up there. What are you doing?
Just working in the print shop.
So how did it feel to catch that first paycheck?
Good.
It felt good. It felt good inside.
I got money, that's well earned. That's honestly earned.
When I got my first paycheck, I didn't want to cash it. I wanted to put it up on the wall. Well, yeah, I may still be a gangster because I still think like a gangster. But the purposes and the plans and all the work that we do, it's not violent. It's all to help the raza instead of putting them down. And little by little, I've struggled to come up to where I'm coming up to in Barrios Unidos. We're trying to put hope back into these kids. Hope for the future, because a lot of these kids, they don't have that hope.
Madam Chair and members, AB 963 is the California Gang, Crime, and Violence Prevention Partnership Program.
This bill will bring resources to nonprofit organizations that are working out in the streets to stop the violence, and we feel that this will help us.
My name is Maribel Gallardo, and I'm here supporting the bill to show these programs do work. I went through the program, and I did fine, and I'm seeing programs like Barrios Unidos help my community out, so I'm here to support the bill.
Every time I see Maribel, and I see her energy and her spirit, it gives me a lot of pleasure, and that it's all worth it. It's her that it's going to affect, and the young people.
The one the chair wanted to talk to was you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for doing this. All right, keep up the good work.
They got me involved. Like in Sacramento, I was on cloud 9. I just testified to the Senate Appropriations Committee. How many people do you know get to go do that in their lifetime?
Bipartisan support. So that's good. Both sides of the aisle know that this kind of gang prevention program is absolutely crucial.
Did it, carnal?
Yeah, all right. Barrios Unidos, we base it on culture, being proud of who we are. So we've gone back to the old ways and seek for healing.
There's new life that's come into this family. It's primavera. We will help to develop an environment of hope.
The message that I carry also to the young people, listen to your elders. My grandmother called me Nane, and learning that, Nane means walk in peace in Indian. Go talk to your elders, find out where you come from. Because what it did for me, it gave me that sense that I am somebody. I'm a warrior. ¿Quién ha oído de MC Boulevard? I don't want to settle for if it can only save one person. And I can't do it alone, and I don't claim to.
Get rushed into the barrio ese. Hey, hold on, carnalito. Let me tell you a true story that might change your mind about being in a gang. I remember when we were just a couple of mocosos, causing trouble all the time and getting caught with our rules.
And without the parents, we're never gonna do it either.
Finally, we spotted one about my route.
One of the projects of Barrios Unidos is to get a chance to visit some of the homies in the prison.
And we work with them while they're in the institutions and bring them cultural awareness, bring them literature, educate them. Then they'll be more productive when they get outside.
I remember.
This is all about familia. That's the foundation in Barrios Unidos, that it's family, it's familia.
¡Que viva la raza! ¡Que viva la raza! ¡Que viva la raza!
Long live the people. In Nani's life, there is one special person, Jenny, his wife, and there is his work.
This work has saved my life. it's given me hope. You know, it's been a struggle through all those years, but having Jenny through the ups and downs support, it's been able to make it okay.
We've been married for 23 years. I pray a lot, and I've done a lot of crying too, and hoping. We have to have that hope that someday there will be peace.
The Franciscos and the Maribeles out there, all the brothers out there caught in the madness, we can't give up on them. Maybe we'll go, you know, out in the ocean or something. You know, they sit you on the rocks or something. You know, what's the ocean? Right?
Yeah, I go.
Okay. I love you.
We shall continue to live, my brother. We shall continue to fight, my friend. Raza, que vivan, que vivan. Raza, los Barrios Unidos. Raza, que vivan, que vivan. Raza, los Barrios Unidos.